Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I want to talk about a profound and mysterious connection that transcends the ordinary relationships we normally encounter in our everyday lives. And this is the connection between twin flames. Okay, so you might have heard of the term, but if not, I'm going to try to cover it as best I can in this video, okay? The twin flame journey is one that delves into the very essence of love and spirituality and also self-discovery. It's a connection so deep that it resonates with our very souls, and that's because we are one soul. So today in this video, I'm going to ask you to open your hearts, open your minds to the concept of two souls bound together by an unbreakable thread, destined to find each other in this lifetime, in this vast universe. Twin flames represent the ultimate union, a symphony of two souls harmonizing to create a love that's beyond this world and almost unexplainable, but I'm gonna try. So if you're interested, let's dive deep into this captivating topic and unravel these mysteries and secrets together. So first off, we have meeting your twin flame. The divine, God, the universe, your higher self, whatever you believe in, will arrange for you to cross paths, okay? Not literally, but possibly. When both of you are in need of an intervention and are ready for an awakening in your life. You have no choice or say of when this will happen, okay? And nor can you stop it from happening. It's inevitable and it's an undeniable journey, an undeniable process, one that you cannot run away from. An awakening is triggered by meeting either online, on the telephone, or in person, of course. And the recognition is almost immediate. The eyes, even a photo, and the voice carry a very charged energy that will ignite a magnetism between you. You'll find it hard to think of anything or anyone else except this person. It also creates a very confusing but a powerful energetic connection that includes everything from synchronicities to telepathy, okay? You could send each other thoughts, feelings, messages with very little effort and sometimes unknowingly. So it's almost as if you're going through a spiritual oneness. It's almost as if you recognize yourself in the other person so much that you begin to mirror and reflect each other's experiences back to one another, okay? Your twin can also activate spiritual gifts that have been dormant within you, and they will begin to surface and make themselves known in very funny and weird ways sometimes. This can also include clairs, especially clairaudience. You might begin to hear messages in music, or you might channel songs with messages in them for you. You could wake up with songs in your head. You could hear random lyrics in your head throughout the day. Even if you don't know the song, you look it up and you find that it carries a message for you, either from the divine or from your person. Mostly from your person. And you can't ignore or stop this from happening either. So once you've met your twin, your union, whether you've met or not in person, will often trigger loads of overthinking and unhealed trauma to surface to be dealt with. Okay, both twins will evaluate and reevaluate the meaning of this connection and the value that it carries. And I mean, the journey is about love and oneness and spirituality and finding yourself within the other, but this can also be a very challenging time and oftentimes, most likely, will end in a separation period where each of you is forced to heal old and new wounds before a reunion can take place, before you can come back together, healed and ready to take on this journey, okay? And this separation period can last for months, even years. Now, once you're in this separation period, often this will trigger something called the dark night of the soul. This can only be described as a very dark, lonely, and painful period that is experienced differently for each twin while in separation. One twin, usually the divine feminine, will begin this process first, okay, while the other, the divine masculine, will attempt to resume back to the usual way of life before you met. And neither will be successful in their ignorance. Let's just say that, okay? Both will experience the dark night of the soul at different times. The masculine energy will most likely be triggered into the dark night when the feminine attempts to walk away from the connection altogether, okay? This triggers them to begin that journey for themselves. It forces them, the feminine, to focus on healing themselves and confronting their own issues that will arise during this process, okay? So the feminine often leads the way, okay? And the masculine can feel the pull of energy removal, and it will tug them back in their direction as if attached by a string or an invisible cord, okay? Some say the red string of fate. And oftentimes there is an ego death, okay, and a surrender period where the quicker that one surrenders to the process of the dark night and accepts the fate of the ego death, the quicker the dark night will end, okay? And once the twins face their shadows and the reflections of themselves and allow this purge to happen, the healing will begin. So surrendering is definitely the key to the growth and the quick recovery during this process, okay? And during this time, it's very common for beliefs and values to align or even change. Because the twins go through this at different times, it can be a very troubling period of triggering and misunderstandings, okay? A lot of thinking and a lot of rethinking your position and your values on certain situations. And sometimes there's a lot of anger and blame when there shouldn't be, but there is, okay? So moving past the dark night, okay, we come to the healed soul. The twin that recovers first will often trigger the other to begin the same process, okay? The mirroring continues until both of you are on a path of healing and rediscovering of each other. And you then may attempt to take steps towards a reunion. So during this time, you both will feel the urge and the calling back to each other from deep within yourself, okay? And it will almost seem like the universe once again is intervening to bring you back together, okay? This too is impossible to ignore. The divine will intervene at a time when both twins have sufficiently and successfully healed their traumas, healed their wounds. And if neither is capable of reaching out to the other, the divine will arrange some type of, meeting for you to be brought back together in a very undeniable and a very synchronistic way, okay? It's your soul's desire to feel whole and in alignment with your divine purpose. And even if you feel happy and whole on your own, your soul knows the way. It knows the way, it knows the journey that you're meant to be on, whether you know it or not, okay? You do have free will and choice, whether you align or not. Whatever business is left unfinished or unresolved or unhealed in this lifetime will usually carry over until the karma and the trauma is healed and learned from, okay? Until then, you cannot put it behind you. You cannot avoid it. You might feel healed enough to go solo in this lifetime, but your twin will most surely look for you in the next life, okay? And it will begin again. So your souls are one, okay? And they have agreed to incarnate in the same timeline to help the universe through this collective consciousness. Your healing journey is not just your own, but it is intertwined with all chosen and contracted to be on this path during this time. Okay, so your journey is connected to all, and it heals all wounds, the same as your own. That is why this journey is so important and so divinely protected. Okay, this path is not for everyone. Only the strongest will understand and survive it. All paths eventually lead to your twin. Okay, the divine will send you all kinds of signs, symbols, and synchronicities. And if you are truly awakened, these signs will stand out, okay, very prominently to you. Very hard to miss these signs. And they could never be mistaken for coincidence. Never. You're going to feel the oneness and the connection to the universe and to all living beings and all creatures in nature. It's almost like the world around you becomes alive and actively participating in your intervention, okay? And once again, this will be unavoidable and unmistakable and very, very hard to ignore, okay? It's your spiritual evolution. The twin flame journey is very complex and multifaceted, and it includes everything from spiritual growth to unconditional love and acceptance. Once these values are accepted, the vibrational frequency is raised and will begin to awaken humanity as a whole by presenting harmonious relationships to anchor the love and the light, and ultimately to ascend you to a higher dimensional union. Ascension takes place once the twins overcome their fears, their doubts, through embracing vulnerability and trust, while also integrating the shadow self and balancing the masculine and the feminine energies. So that's the gist of it. I mean, I've covered some of the major important things. I also have a video in my playlist that talks about the science of twin flames, and you can go watch that. It gives you even more detailed steps through this process. I'm probably going to make more videos about this kind of stuff, how to tell if you're masculine or feminine, and more videos like that, okay, on this topic. So if this has helped you in any way, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments. Feel free to like, subscribe, and yeah, thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.